So formula is return on portfolio is equal to R mean A, weighted A, R mean B into WB. Hello my dear student, I am Dr. B.S. Subramania, called by Dr. B.S.S., Professor in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, First State College, a Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I am going to hand Financial Management for 6th semester, Unit 3, Session 4 in favor of B.A. Now today, we are going to require risk and return with portfolio management. What is portfolio management? So far we come across only with the probability. Today we are dealing with portfolio management, we say. So if we invest the money in one security, so don't put all the eggs in one basket. We say no, if they fall down, entire legs will go. This is a good idiom you can come across. Don't put all the eggs in one basket is one of the good proverb we have got. Here also, don't put all your money in one security. Bifurcate your money into different, one on share, one on debenture, one on bond, one on SBI, like this. That's called portfolio management, we say. So you divide into different folios way. You invest the money because if we lose in one side, we can compensate with another one. If we are the loser of the share, we can get them somewhere in the bonds, somewhere in the SBI, like this. Because there are two types of risk. One is the risk, we can say. If we invest the money in the bank, it is a free. No risk at all. But if we invest the shares, definitely there is a loss maybe arise, but there may be more profit also. If the more profit comes, it is considered as a capital gain. If you invest about 100 rupees, by chance it's 120 rupees per share today, it is called the capital gain. But you may also lose. That's why in portfolio management, bifurcate your entire money into different categories. Not in the one category, category A, category B, category C, so that we can invest in the money in the different categories. Now, how to solve the same type of problem with different portfolio? We'll give the weight. And so we can read that portfolio, how to solve the problem. I'm going to explain now. So this is expected return. Expected return of company A and B with portfolio management, which we are doing now. This is your probability. This is company return. This is company B. Find the expected. If the investor invests equally in both the companies, means half in one company, half a portfolio, bifurcation, 50% in one company, weightage 1, we can say weightage 2, W1, 0.50, W2, 0.2. RA minus RB. So if the investor invests equally in both the companies, what would be the company's return? That means you have to find out company's A return, company's B return, that both have been invested somewhere here. First find out the standard deviation and expected returns of both the company. Then how to invest this money, I'm going to explain now. 50% in company W1, 0.50, W2, RA, R mean into W1, R2 into W2, that is a respective portfolio return. First, we'll go with the company A. Company A. What are the things they are given? Probability. Returns are given. Company returns. -2. Returns. -2. Then 9. Then 12, then 15, then 26, then probabilities. What are the probabilities are? 0.05, 0.05, 0.20, 0.50, 0.20, 0.05. Add this 20, 20, 40, 50, 90, 10. So it should be equal to 1. Expected return R into P multiply 2 into 0.05, 2 into 0.05, point minus 0.1, 9 into 0.20, 1.8, 12 into 0.50 is 6, 15 into 0.20, this is 3, 26 into 0.05, 1.3. Add the expected return. 1.3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1.8. This is 1.8 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1.3, 12.1 minus 0.1 is equal to 12. This is 12. Expected return is equal to 12. 12.3, 12.1 gone. D, R minus R mean. So here 12 is there. Minus 2 minus 12 is minus 14. 9 minus 12 is minus 3. 12 minus 12 is 0. 15 minus 12 is 3. 26 minus 12 is 14. Square this. D square 14 into 14 is 196. This is 9. This is 0. This is 9. This is 196. Then PD square. So 196 into 0.05, 9.8. 9 into 0.20, 1.8. This is 0. 9 into 1.8, 196 into 0.05, 9.8. Add 9.8 plus 1.8 plus 1.8 plus 9.8. 23.2. Expected return of expected sigma PD square is 23.2. Standard deviation is equal to root of sigma PD square. This is root of 23.2. Root of this 4.81. This is your standard deviation. This is your expected return. Then move on to company B. This goes in favor of company A. Company B returns -6, 12, 22, 28, 38. probability 0.05, 0.20, then 0.50, 0.20, 0.05. Then expected return R into P minus 6 into 0.05, 6 into 0.05 minus 0.3, 12 into 0.20, 2.4, 22 into 0.50, 11, 28 into 0.20, 5.6, 38 into 0.05, 1.9. So 1.9 plus 5.6 plus 11 plus 2.4 minus 0.3, 20.6. Expected return 20.6. D, R minus R mean, minus 6 minus 20.6 is minus 26.6. 12 minus 20.6 minus 8.6, 22 minus 20.6, 1.4, 28 minus 20.6, 7.4, 28, 7.4, 38 minus 20.6, 17.4. D square 17.4 into 17.4, 302.76. I'll repeat, 17.4 into 17.4, 302.76. 7.4 into 7.4, 54.76. 1.4 into 1.4, 1.96. 8.6 into 8.6, 73.96. 26.6 into 26.6, 707.56. PD square multiplied by probability 707.56 into 0.05, 35.38, 73.96 into 0.20, 14.79, 1.96 into 0.50, 0.98, 54.76 into 0.20, 10.95, then 302.76 into 0.05, 15.14, 15.14 plus 10.95 plus 0.98 plus 14.79 plus 35.38, 77.238 sigma PD square. Standard deviation is equal to root of 77.238. Root of this 8.79. This is the answer. We'll make the conclusion, last one. Then there is another question was asked, because we are doing with the help of the portfolio management. Here, question is, find the expected return. If the investors equally in both the companies, what would be the company's return? We say that, what's the return of company A? Expected return A is 12. What is the expected return of company B? Company A. Company B is 20.6. Expected return of B, 20.6. So he says, if the investor invest in the portfolio management, so 50% in A, 50% in B. So portfolio return, we can say W1 is equal to weighted 0.50, W2 is equal to 20.6. Sorry, this is W2 is also 0.5. So return on portfolio R mean into W1 plus R mean into W2 is a formula. R mean into W1 plus R mean into W2. What's your R mean of A? 12. This is A, this is B. This is 12 into 0.50 plus this is 20.6 into 0.50. Multiply. This is 12 into, this is 6. 20.6 into 0.50. 10.3. This is 16.3. This goes. Same thing. Then this goes. If they invest 60% in A, 40% in B, he says 60% in A. This is W1 is equal to 0.60. 40% in B. W2 is equal to 0.40. Formula. Return on portfolio is equal to R mean A into W1, R mean B into W. Expected return. So, what's your R? First one, mean of A, 12 into 0.60 plus 20.6 into 0.40. Repeat. 12 into 0.60 12 into 0.60, 7.2 plus 20.6. This is 20.6 into 0.40, 8.24 plus 7.2, 15.44 written. This is portfolio written. We give R mean of A, weight of 1, weight of 2. This is weight is given. This type you have to do it. So return on portfolio is RA into W1, RB into W2. This way we have to work out. We'll move on to next problem. Hope you understand. Here, two companies are written, A 610 probability, company A probability is given. You are required to calculate expected return standard deviation. Which company is better? If the investor invests 75% in A, 25%, what would be the portfolio return? Same. If the investor invests 70% in A, 35%, what would be the portfolio return? So you go with the company A. Return. What's the return of A company? 6, 10, 12. 6, 10, 12. Your probability 0.3, 0.3, 0.5, 0.2. Expected return 6 into 0.3, 1.8, 10 into 0.5, 5, 12 into 0.2, 2.4. Once again, we can go with 6 into 0.3, 1.8, 10 into 0.5, 5, 12 into 0.2, 12 into 0.2, 2.4. Add the figure, 9.2. Expected return. D. R minus R mean 6 minus 9.2 is minus 3.2. 10 minus 9.2, 0.8. 12 minus 9.2, 2.8. Then D square 2.8 into 2.8, 7.84. 0.8 into 0.8, 0.8 into 0.8 is equal to 0.64. 3.2 into 3.2, 10.24. Then multiplied by PD square, 10.24 into 0.3, 3.072, 0.64 into 0.5, 0.64, 0.32, 7.84 into 0.2, 1.568. 1.568 plus 0.32 plus 3.072, 4.96. This is sigma PD square. So standard deviation is equal to root of 4.96. 2.22723, we can say. Your expected return, your ER is 9.2. Then standard deviation is 2.23. Then go to company B. Returns 848, 848, probability 0.3, probability 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, 0.5, 0.3. See that? Expected return R into P. 8 2s are 1.6. 4 into 5, 2. 8 3s are 2.4. 1.6 to 2.4. Add the figure. This is your 6. Then D, R minus R mean 8 minus 6 is 2. 4 minus 6 is minus 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. Square of this 4, 4, 4. PD square 4 into 0.2 is 0.8. 4 into 0.2, 0.8. 4 into 0.5, 2. 4 into 0.3, 1.2. 4 into 0.3, add, this is 4. Sigma PD square. Standard deviation is equal to root of 4 is 2. So your expected return is 6. Standard deviation is 2. If we compare the risk, which company is more risky, we can go with this, no? Standard deviation of B is 2. Standard deviation of A, 2.23. So, standard deviation of B is less than A. B is less risky. Then, what's the question? If the investor invests 75% in A, 25% in B, what would be portfolio return? Portfolio means division, 75% in A. So, number 3, 75% in A. So, W1 is equal to 0.75. 25% in B. W2 is equal to 0.25. What's your formula? Return on portfolio is equal to R mean A into W1, R mean B into W2. What's your expected return of A? Company A, 9.2 into 0.75 plus expected return of B, 6, 9.2. Expected return of B is 6 into 0.25. So 9.2 into 0.75. 6.9, 6 into 0.25, 1.5. 1.5 plus 6.9, 8.4. This goes to here. Then, what is the next question they ask? 70% in A, 30% in B. So here, the next question is W1 is equal to 0.70, W2 is equal to 0.30. What is your question? Return on portfolio is equal to R mean A into, if you want, WA 1. R mean B, if you want, you can write WB or W1 and W2. What's your R mean? 9.2 into WA is 0.70. Then 6 into 0.30. I think you understand. Return on portfolio is so R mean A into WA, R mean B into WB. Or 1 and 2 you can write. Then multiply 9.2 into 0.70. 6.44 plus 6 into 0.30, 1.8. So 1.8 plus 6.44, 8.24. So return on portfolio, this is. So bifurcation return, you invest the money in different folios, one on share, one on bonds, one on investment securities are there, called portfolio management. So formula is return on portfolio is equal to R mean A, weighted A, R mean B into WB. So this you have to apply. This is your expected return and standard deviation. Which standard deviation is more? That is more risky. Hope you understand this one. Portfolio management. We'll have some more problems in the next session about the portfolio management. You can learn this portfolio management with the expected return probability. We'll meet in next class with another 4 or 5 problems on portfolio management. Till then, goodbye. Meet in the next class.